Hi, biddies. How are you today? I'm running behind, which is not unusual. Excuse me. Okay. We do have a reality roundup today. Oh, I didn't turn my face. There we go. Can you see me now? I did not. What I didn't do. I don't know. Forgot what I didn't do. I'm not losing it. You all look crazy. I'm losing it. You know I am. Anyway, um, oh, not much happening here. How are things with you? Tell me in the chat, preferably, or in the comments. It's fine. We'll all live. Um, I'll probably do at least one bonus episode this weekend, but not maybe even two. Who knows? Depends on how bored I am. uh, might do something special. I might do a maker video. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I might put us all up in another room. I know, shocker. I don't know. I didn't get my camera I wanted, so who knows? I do have it looks like the finale for the Seven Little Johnstons. um, so we'll do that today in the usual. Um, Reddit reads. I didn't think I was that tired, but apparently I am. Or it's Friday, you know. Friday, Friday, every time on Friday. All right, so reality roundup is Seven Little Johnstons, and it's entitled "Ring in the New Year." So at the Johnston house, getting ready for what looks like a New Year's Eve party, but they're having it at noon. So lame. It's so lame. These people don't have friends. They're not going anywhere. None of them are going anywhere. So why not just do it at midnight like a normal person? I don't have friends I invite over either. But I do stay up till midnight like a normal person. Just don't have the family over at noon on New Year. Well, most of them have to work on New Year's Eve. So how are they doing this on New Year's Eve? People have to work on New Year's Eve. They admit that they're wusses and can't stay up for until midnight for even one night a year. How lame are these people? Note, I did not go to bed until after midnight. I did miss the ball dropping because we were watching something else and didn't notice the time. So whatever we were watching, which I can't remember, must have been, decently good. I'd like to know what they're doing that's so exhausting that they can't stay up till midnight. Um, I thought my life was pathetic, but I got nothing on these. None of them even have jobs. What are you doing? Okay, Bryce has a job. Jonah might have a job. Who knows? The rest of them have no work, and the kids are off school, so they didn't have school. So what are you doing that you can't stay up till midnight on New Year's Eve? So of course they're gonna play a stupid game because that's what they do. And Jonah says they're so competitive they cheat. Jonah, that is not the take you think it is. Competitiveness is playing by the rules and winning, not cheating. Cheating is stupid. So they're gonna do charades. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So creative, right? Amber names the teams Babes and Dudes. So they played the charades and the babes blew the dudes away. And Trent is complaining that about the clues, the phrases. The clues are the charades that you act out. Are the clues, Trent? But they're literally just picking them out of a bowl. So there's no way that they got any harder things on purpose than anybody else. Then we go to Trent and Bryce, and they're having a meal out, which is nice. I mean, I should probably suggest that to my husband. Why don't you take newbie out for a dinner? He's been around since middle school. We know him. It's fine. Trent is taking too much trouble putting a dressing on his Sammy. He's going like, it must have been a Reuben or something because he's got dressing on the side, and then he goes, and then he's like, and he's still going, and he's still going, and he's still, it's ridiculous. Like, slap it on there and take a bite, dude. It's ridiculous. Yes, I will complain about anything and everything. And they're talking about Bryce and Liz getting engaged, and Trent asks about the timeline, and then tells Bryce he doesn't have to answer, which is, I mean, that's a proper way to parent. I'm going to ask you a question, but you don't have to answer me because it's really none of my business. It's really none of my. I ask questions all the time that aren't my business. Nobody has to answer me. It's your perfect right to not answer a question. By the way, especially when you're being busybodies. I admit I'm a busybody, but you don't have to tell me. I'm also not that much of a busybody. If somebody wants me to know something, they will tell me eventually. And I can't imagine Amber saying that to him. Oh, I'm going to ask you a question, but you don't got to answer. Trent is a much better person when Amber is not around. You should kick her to the curb, honestly. Trent says Bryce should lie and agree with everything when it comes to the wedding stuff. Like, men should have no opinions. And I find this gross. People are allowed opinions. And if your bride wants to do something that you are absolutely against, you have every right to say, no, we're not doing that. Or come to a compromise if you can. I get that women generally drive these things, or one person in the getting married drives everything, but that doesn't mean that the other person gets no say whatsoever. Like Colin wanting a horse at his wedding. If she gets Lamas, he should have a horse. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's bailing out loud. We watch that too. Trent says that he has no reservations regarding Bryce, and I think that's good. I think that's really good. He knows that Bryce is a good guy, and I think Bryce is a good guy. Trent says that he doesn't sleep good after watching forensic files where women murder their husbands. Um, Trent, why is that? Are you scared of someone? I don't blame you. I'd be scared of her too. At Bryce and Liz's house, everyone is bringing stuff in, but it's not official moving day, and they all brought gifts. Alex bought them a big, like, woven cloth basket. It's huge. And a ramen noodle throw blanket, which I find funny. Jonah says the best housewarming gift is one that's a family inside joke. He says their gifts are for their bedroom, but one is a sign that says, I hate my job, and it's an anthropomorphized roll of toilet paper, and it's crying. So I hope that's for the bathroom, not the bedroom. I hope they have I don't remember whether they have a separate bath. I think they do. And then he has a pillow that says, Welcome to Pound Town. I blame this lack of decency on Trent and his stupid sex jokes that he has to say all the time. Because anyone with a brain knows that that is inappropriate to give somebody as a gift. If somebody else wants to buy it and put it in their bedroom on their own, but that's gross. I'm sorry. It's your sister, for God's sake. If you want to buy it for your buddy, for your bestie, that's fine. Don't buy it for your sister. That's disgusting. And if somebody gave me that, I would probably burn it first opportunity. Liz says she'll use it, but she's putting cover on it. No, burn it. Burn it. Then Liz opened a mug that says world's okayest hunter. Now that's funny. That's funny. It's not a sex joke. Oh, and it's also spelled wrong because worlds has an apostrophe before the S and this mug did not. It just says world well with no apostrophe. So I don't know how many worlds that they're the most okayest hunter in, but it's more than one. And also they have a discussion about whether it's Liz or Bryce that's the world's okayest hunter. And then Leighton took 3 steps towards Liz, and their life will never be the same because once they start, it's done. It goes fast, they learn, and they're into everything. And I don't think she's prepared for that at all. Bryce kinda missed it a little bit. He was looking at something else. I also saw Bryce with some perfectly normal kitchen gadgets. Um, and we don't know what the rest of the family brought them. Next, Emma and Alex are going out for ice cream to catch up with each other because, they don't live in the same house or anything. It's so weird. Why are you going out to catch up? You can go sit in the living room, the kitchen, one of your bedrooms. I think you have a sitting room. What are you doing with the room Liz and Bryce were sleeping in? You have a den. There are so many places. You have a garage with a room on top of it. There are so many places you could catch up. You do not need to be going out to catch up. Now, if you want to go out and have ice cream together, that's perfectly fine, but don't call it a catch up because that's silly. Like you don't live in the same house. If you didn't live in that same house, by all means go have ice cream catch up. But you're living in the same freaking house. Emma asked how Allie is because she just had that leg surgery, and Alex said she still has a little pain, but nothing too bad, and she's doing well. They say they're meeting Bryce later, and also note that the parents are meeting with Anna. And Liz and Bryce is there putting Leighton to bed, and Liz says they have to celebrate. They have no furniture in this house. I do not understand why you would move into a house and stay there when you have no furniture. When you have something somewhere else that's perfectly fine for you to go stay at until your furniture arrives. That's just crazy to me. Crazy silly. Oh, except for Leighton, the princess has everything in her room apparently. They did not show it. She's probably sleeping on the floor. They don't even have any like kitchen stuff from the old house. Like you had an old house. Where did all that stuff go? You should at least have your stuff from the old house put in the new house before you move in, before you decide to spend the night there. It's so weird. It's so weird. So they don't have any other kitchen stuff, like I said. So they are drinking champagne out of sippy cups. And Brighton and Leighton. I think they should have a little boy named Brighton now. Bryce put a lid on the sippy cup and sipped champagne through the sippy cup. Like, dude, you can just leave the lid off, right? You know this, right? And then there's a whole thing about reminiscing about the relationship that I'm not going to go over. Liz comments on how quiet it is, and Bryce says it's really nice. Bryce is really happy to be away from those people, probably mostly Amber, and it's starting to snow. Bryce says they should be unpacking, but Liz insists on going to bed because she says that they don't know when Leighton's going to get up, so they have to sleep when they can. Leighton is a year old. She's not a newborn anymore. You don't have to do that. Then we go to the coffee shop where Trent and Amber are meeting Aunt Anna. Poor Anna. Poor Anna. Amber hasn't seen Anna since they planted the tree. That's been months, months, and months. And even Trent hasn't seen her for 3 months. They have invited her to nothing. They've barely talked to her. It sounds like they texted a couple times. Just terrible parents. I can't imagine living that close to my kids because she's only like 5 minutes away, I think. Maybe up to 20, but I think it's really close. I can't imagine living that close to my kids and not seeing them for months, even by accident. I mean, I can't go to the store and not see my kid. did on the weekend. Last time we went, my husband and I went shopping together on the weekend. Ran into my youngest son and his girlfriend. Sharon starts off saying that want they want to see if they can mend fence, and Ambitch interrupts and says they're not mending fences. I hate her so much. Why are you not interested in mending fences, Amber? Oh, she's such a jerk. Amber asks Lana if she wants a relationship with his family, and that's a stupid question. Of course she does. Of course she does. Everybody does. Everybody does. And I'm an estranged child, so I know sometimes it's not the best for you. And you do not have to be abused. And she said all along that she wants a relationship with the family. So why are you preventing this? Amber is putting everything on Anna, like they haven't done anything wrong. Trent admits in a talking head that it is not all on her. Um, Apparently, they texted her and told her to pick up a Christmas gift, but she thought about it and decided that the gifts weren't important. So that it would have meant something if they invited her to spend the holidays with them. It sounds like she's dealing with a lot. Her car heater's broke, which that can be expensive. The dog seems to be sick. So she said she's been to the vet with the dog numerous times. And she works full time, unlike anyone else in the household, except Bryce. And possibly Jonah. No one else works. Did I mention that I hate Amber? She goes back again and asks if she wants a relationship with the family, and Anna reiterates that yes, she does. And Amber complains that that can't happen because she interprets Anna being busy as she doesn't have time. And then she does this smug little shrug thing she does. It's so disgusting. Like, oh, caught you in a lie, caught you. You don't want a relationship. You're lying because you're too busy. I hate it. Like, oh my god, it's so manipulative, so manipulative. Trent asks if it's done and over, and Anna tries to say something, and Amber interrupts again, and she says that Anna. Okay, she says, and I'm quoting, "It's not over and done with. You tell us you want a relationship, but you don't want to make any initiative, nor do you have any." And Anna says that's correct, and she was about to say that she's not there to talk about the past, and is interrupted and said, and Amber interrupts her again, and then she says, "I can't finish my sentence." Things would go a lot smoother if they just let her talk. It's pissing her off. She's no wonder she can't get a word in. She can't finish a freaking thought without Amber interrupting her. Trent, after that, Trent kind of backs off and says she's getting mad because Amber, and then when she says Amber's, ugh, Trent kind of backs off when she keeps saying she's getting mad because Amber won't let her talk. Amber, Amber, did you come to have a discussion or did you come to just bitch? Because that's all you're doing. You are not helping the situation at all. I would like to know where the blue room with the red couch is located because I don't think it's in the house because Anna keeps showing up there to have talking heads. Actually, there's a lot of talking heads there. Anyway, Anna, in a talking head, says she knows that when they're interrupting like that, they're not interested in what she has to say, and they just want her to hear what they have to say. And she's probably right. Anna tells him she's trying to piece herself together because of what's happened to her. She says she wants a relationship, but it has to be the right time for her. She says even when she had a relationship with them, it affected her mental health negatively. And she says the last year's been hell, and I can understand that. My last year was hell. This was the year before, but they started off saying they were always there, but then immediately start guilt tripping her with Leighton. Like, you don't have a relationship with Leighton, you're missing out on Leighton. Blah, blah, Leighton. Like, this has nothing to do with Leighton. This has to do with you two. Leighton's 1 year old. She doesn't even have a fully formed memory. She's not going to remember this. And if you fix it in the next 2 years, she's still not going to remember it because it doesn't matter. Oh, Kids don't develop real memories until they're at least 3, and sometimes later. And she'll be even way older than that when she realizes that someone's missing, if they still are, if she still is. And they are laying it on thick. She asked not to talk about kids right now, and they insist. And she says, it's not like I don't, like, God damn it, dude. That was a quote, sorry. And then we go to the jewelry store. Even the producers won't let Anna finish a thought. Emma and Alex are with Bryce to help pick out a ring. Emma says that Liz's style is not flashy but small and dainty, unlike Liz. And Alex compliments Emma with picking out rings because she helped him pick out Allie's promise ring. Alex is kind of growing up a little bit, I think. Maybe a little. Haven't cried in a while, except when it comes to Allie, and that's okay. Back to the coffee shop, and Anna is saying that she doesn't want. It's not like she doesn't want a relationship, but she wasn't always happy in the family, and she's going to into the new year putting herself first, and that's fine. That's an okay thing to do, especially at her age. She says she's doing what she wants to do. Amber claims that's okay and they'll wait, but they aren't good at waiting. And while they wait, they still need to invite her to family functions and make her feel like she's welcome. They need to put in forth some kind of effort into this reconciliation if they want one. I don't think they want one. I think they want to just rag on her like they have their whole lives. In a talking head, Anna says, for most of my life, when I lived with my parents, I did what they wanted. I did what made mom happy to have a good relationship with me. But now I'm having to do what's right for me and what makes me happiest, and I know what's best for me. Exactly. Good parents would be encouraging this behavior without bullying, complaining, or guilt tripping. And they would still maintain a good relationship with their kid. Even if you don't have to agree with your kids on everything. Um, your kids are their own person. They're not an extension of you. I raised my kids to be full-formed adults, and I think that they are, and I don't treat them like this. I don't guilt trip them. Even when I wanna say something that might be guilt trippy, I don't say it because it's useless. It's not productive at all. She again tells them that she's putting herself first and doing what she wants to make her happy. If I wanna go to the beach at 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm gonna go to the beach at 4 in the morning. Personally, that's too early for me. But if you wanna but you beach whenever you want, Anna. It's fine. You beach whenever you want, because beach is calming if you have never been. And I don't live near an ocean, but I do live near a sea. They ask her if she knows they still love her, and she says yes. And apparently she said it too fast for them because they ask again, and she says yes again, and says she loves them too, and that there are days she cries over it and misses them. She says the arguments through high school and college would put her down for days. So it sounds like she's really struggling, and what her parents do about it. And what did her parents do about it other than piling on? They didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, they go and have the other kids pile on with her. Um, she says she doesn't want that anymore. Trent claims that's fine, but Amber will put it all on Anna. I don't think they truly hear her. Family counseling would go a long way if Amber would really work on it, which she would never will because she's a narcissist. Trent says he hopes the message Anna got was that at least they'll still talk to her when she's ready to work on the relationship to let them know. It shouldn't be this much work to be in a relationship with your own parents. It should not be this much work. Your parents should love you, and you shouldn't and show you that they love you and not fight with you for over stupid stuff. Because nothing she's done has been anything that any parent should. Well, I can't even imagine rejecting my kid no matter what they do. I will love and support my kid. They could murder somebody and I would love and support them. I wouldn't approve, but I would love and support them. Again, Anna says this is all Amber says this is all on Anna, and Anna says she's going to miss big milestones when they're not welcoming to her. And she's right. Anna is happy with the coffee talk, which is good. She says you got to start somewhere, but I don't think this got them very far at all. If this was my kid and we'd had this discussion, I would ask them to dinner. Like, do you want to come to dinner on Friday with the family? Do you want us to take you out to dinner somewhere? No talk. No, none of this talk. Just a nice family dinner would be good. That would be a start to reconciling with your child. This is not the way. I don't ever see not inviting my kids to family functions, even if it's tense. Even if it's tense, they're my kids, and they deserve to be there. They deserve at least to be invited. If they don't want to come, that's fine. I'll probably be hurt, but that's okay. But at least they know that they're welcome there. Trent says it went better than he thought. Yeah, because you acted like you did listen and didn't bring her the entire time. Would have thunk. So that is the end of that for the season, I believe, because there was another one on. It's been a couple weeks, so that is goodbye. Seven Little Johnsons. Are they going to get canceled? No, they're one of the top rated show. I don't know why people keep think that these shows are going to get are going to get canceled. They're some of the channel's top rated shows. They're not going to cancel them until the family quits, like the little people. Until enough of them quit, they're going to keep doing this. I do think that Anna needs her own show, and I heard today that uh, Zach and Tori would be willing to have another show if it was primarily for them and not Matt. Which makes sense because Matt and Karen aren't in a thing anymore. So, all righty. Goodbye, Johnston's. We'll see you next year, maybe. Maybe. If they come back, I will watch, I promise, so you don't have to. I'll watch the reality so you don't have to. And no, I'm not doing Big Brother because that takes way too much time. Way, way too much time. All right. I guess we'll go on to Reddit reads since no one's here. Kids. This is from Entitled People, entitled Guy comes to renew his passport with absolutely no ID or documentation of any kind. Why would you do that? That's insanity. Just like the title said, I was at the local service center recently to provide some documentation and get a password for my online service account. A man who looked to be in his 50s or so came behind me and went to another counter. While I was being checked in, I overheard the conversation with the clerk. Hi, I'm here to renew my passport. Okay, do you have an appointment? No, I just thought I'd drop in. Okay, do you have your service card with me? No, I didn't bring that with me. Okay, can I see the old passport? I didn't bring that with me either. Why wouldn't you bring your old That's insanity. He did this on a whim. He thought, oh, I need a new passport. I think I'll drop in now. I don't got anything with me, but why not? Okay, can I see your ID, please? Actually, I didn't bring my wallet with me. How are you gonna pay for it then, dude? So you have no ID and you can't pay the passport renewal fee? Oh, there's a fee? This guy's wife did all the work and he's not got her around anymore. 10 to 1. Guy was actually pretty amicable and accepting and didn't act overly entitled, wasn't rude or impolite, and said he would make an appointment and come back with everything they asked for. When I got my passport last year, yeah, it was last year. When I got my passport last year, I like scoured the websites to see what I needed. And I actually took too much stuff with me, which is fine. Better too much than not enough. But the idea of a fully grown man walking into a government service center to renew their passport with absolutely no ID, no documentation, no money, not even his wallet or the expired passport, was absolutely outrageous, and I felt like I had to share it here. And it is sad for this saying this is more ignorant than entitled. I wholeheartedly agree. I just don't know where to post the story. Oh, you could have posted this in Overheard. That would have been perfect for overheard. Oh, Lauren, I'm not on my phone right now. I'm trying to do some medical documentation ourselves. Okay, I'm not even reading comments on that one. That was an that was a r/ overheard conversation there. Okay, next we have what should I do? And it's entitled My Neighbor Has Been Using My Wi-Fi for a year and now they're asking me to split the bill. I live in an apartment about a week ago. My internet was acting super slow. Called the provider and they sent a tech out. The guy takes a look and says I have like 3 devices connected that aren't mine. Turns out my neighbor somehow got my password, I think from the previous tenant maybe, and has been using my Wi-Fi this whole time. I changed the password, obviously, and the next day there's a note under my door. It's from the neighbor apologizing, but also asking if we could work something out since their financial situation is tight and they can't afford internet right now. No, you've been stealing internet, sir. No, not only that, how are you going to pay for it? You cannot have something that you know what they want to work out. Can we just use yours because we can't pay for it? They offered to pay half my bill going forward, and I gave them if I gave them the new password. Part of me feels bad because I get being broke. I've been there, but I have some money saved up from steak now, though. But also, like, you're literally stealing for me for a year. How do you want to negotiate? We share a wall, and I can hear everything. If I say no, I'm worried it'll get awkward and or they'll resent me. Say no anyway. It's not your problem. They seem nice. Otherwise, we chatted a few times in the hallway, but this whole thing feels manipulative somehow. That's illegal. You can't do that. You can get in trouble and lose your internet if you do that. Kryptonite Rose says, tell them you're using the Wi-Fi for work purposes. Due to security, can no longer share. Oh, that's a good idea. Alarm says, damn, you are next level making excuses. Good reason. Got a good reason I can't come into work tomorrow in gun sauces. How many grandparents you got left? Alarm says, not Grammy. Oh. Your stepdog's niece passed away. It's a requirement of your religion. Go to the funeral. Your stepdog's niece. Only Perspective says never share your personal Wi-Fi password with anyone you don't know well. You don't know what they might be doing on their devices. If it is illegal, the SWAT comes coming to your house at 3 a.m. That's a good point too. You don't know what they're doing. They could be doing very, 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 very bad stuff and be all on you. Of course, it won't be on your devices, but it's still going to be bad for you. Even if it works out afterwards, it's still going to be bad for you. Okay, this is malicious compliance, and it says under supervised. Back when I was working in an FFA facility doing repair and overhaul, we had a boss who wanted to control everything. Micromanagers are worst. This boss came to us from the production side and did not understand why we were reactive in our work versus schedule like production. Repair and overhaul is just that. We repair or overhaul parts that come back from the field. So cannot schedule it more than the customer lets us know is broken and we say send it in type of thing. Not the point, nor the compliance, but giving you a little bit of how the mindset is. Anyway, about a month after said boss comes in, we have a customer representative who is talking to engineering regarding the product I was working on. The customer had a question regarding a specific failure we continued to see and wanted to talk to the technician, me, about it. So engineer brings the customer to me and I answer the customer's questions. Should be easy, right? Wrong. Boss says that I did not have the authority to answer the question and that the customer should have brought it to him or quality assurance. The next morning, Well, he's got to talk to quality assurance too. That's like his job. At the next morning stand up, boss reiterates to the entire group that no one is to talk to anyone not a part of our company without either boss or quality assurance there for conversation. I asked for this in writing and got an email a few minutes after the stand up. Fast forward about a month. I'm not talking to anyone without our bosses or QA, and we have an ISO 9001 audit. The audit is scheduled, and somehow, when the auditor is on the repair floor, no one is around but me. So naturally, I get audited. Should be easy, right? Auditor asks me what I'm doing, and I reply, I'm not allowed to talk with personnel who do not belong in my company without boss or QA present. Auditor asks me if I know who they are. I do. They introduce themselves as they come up. I let them know that I have been given instructions and I cannot talk to them. They asked me if I can show them the instructions. I had sent the email to the printer as soon as I knew I was going to be audited. So I asked the auditor to please wait 1 minute and went and got the email, and auditor thanks me and leaves. The next morning at stand up, the boss comes in with regional management. Boss apologizes to us technicians and tells us we are allowed to talk to people from outside the company without boss or QA. I raise my hand. Boss says email has already been sent. found out found out from boss's side. Boss was put on personal improvement program for this. Oops. This is what happens when you do things without knowing what you're doing. Captain Bow Bow says, I'm certified quality manager for ISO 9001. This is exactly how an audit works. You ask questions to the field workers. 9 on 10, they already know the solution to the problems that puzzle management. So while it's counterintuitive, workers love to be audited by QM because one, they feel listened, and two, we can cast their words with the credibility that they don't have themselves. All right. Next is AITAH. It's entitled AITA for outing my aunt's bedwetting after she kept asking about my sex life. No, because nobody should be asking about your sex life. That's gross. That's gross. I'm 18 female and paralyzed chest down from an accident 3 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, OP. That sucks. I live with my older brother, and this past week he hosted a big family reunion with multiple other relatives staying in the house and very little privacy. And that's what happens sometimes. That's okay. The last time I saw her, my aunt would not stop asking invasive questions about my body and my sex life. I told her multiple times to stop, but she laughed and said that since my care affects the whole family, it does not. It's not really private. Yes, it is. Oh my God. Which is BS. Yeah, it is BS. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Where the did she go to the Audacity store? Was it on sale? Then on Saturday night, she stayed over and wet the bed. She probably got drunk. I know because she asked my brother about laundry and he found out about it and told me. No one else knew. Of course, I wasn't planning on telling anyone because obviously that's embarrassing for her. And above anyone, I know what it's like not to have full control of my body. But then yesterday, the family had lunch with everyone and she started with her BS again. And I joked that my boyfriend is more of a nurse than a lover. I said that perhaps she needs a nurse so she stops pissing herself at night. That did not go over well. I know it's a mean thing to say, but I feel like it justified low key. My brother was fully on my side and had to keep himself from laughing his ass off. I wouldn't have. I'd have busted a gut. The rest of the family is not at all amused. Well, then they're a bunch of snobbies. From my perspective, I set a boundary which was ignored, so I matched her energy. AITA. Nope. Keep hope alive for you says your aunt is gross. Why is she so interested in your reproductive organs? NTA. Bipod said disability fetish. That's gross. Okay, drama says tell her she's a pervert. Because she is. Equivalent lemon says justified. She had it coming. She did. Next we have benign existence, and for benign existence, pretty long. It's entitled "Listening to My Husband Prep His Mom for the First Flight Ever." So sweet. Aw, that sounds fun. I grew up middle class in the States. I don't remember the first plane I ever flew on, but I would have been little. I've seen pictures of us visiting my dad's mom in Florida one winter, had vague memories of the flight attendant giving me and my little sister crayons. My husband grew up poor in Mexico. He remembers his first flight. He was in his early 20s and was representing his university at a national chess tournament. Wow, good for him. Sounds smart. His mother grew up poorer and has worked her entire life and is still working, even though she's in her 70s, and has primary responsibility for caring for her 93-year-old mother. She's never been on a plane before. She never left Mexico before either. In one week, my mother in law would get on a plane for the first time and take her first international trip. Good for mother in law. That's hard to do when you're in your 70s. It's an odd year. Odd is in 2025, not unusual. So my kids are with their dad for Christmas, and we're off to see hubby's mom. Flights to Mexico were so expensive this year in our little window to be elsewhere that it was literally cheaper for us to fly us and hubby's mom to Costa Rica, rent a car, and pay for places to stay. So in exactly 168 hours, my charming, tiny, brave little mother-in-law will take her first flight from Mexico City to San Jose, Costa Rica. I think my husband is more nervous about it than she is. I was scrolling through the news this morning when my husband came into the kitchen talking to his mom about their upcoming flight. He wants her there at least 3 hours ahead of time. That makes sense, especially when you don't know what you're doing. You might be 4 might be good. Usually they won't let you in. Shoot. I can't remember how long we had to wait at the airport in Seattle because they wouldn't let us on the air side of the airport until a certain amount of hours. Maybe it was 4 hours before our flight. And they had changed our flight, so we had to drop the car off way before we needed to be at the airport because they switched it on us, made it later. That was my second all-nighter of my life, and they're both this year. He explained which terminal to go to. I looked up which door to enter through and where her airline's departure gates normally are. He told her that too. He told her to just ask someone until she finds the counter for her airline, and that once she presents them with her passport, they'll give her the ticket and tell her where to go. He had her write down the airline confirmation code as well, just in case. In Spanish, at least in Mexico, B is big B and V is little b because they sound identical when spoken. So he had to explain to her that was little b, but in capital big letters, which was kind of amusing. Just keep asking people, Mama. You'll be in Spanish speaking countries the entire time, so it won't be a problem. Then he told her about the plane. Get on, ask the flight attendant where to sit, and just let them tell you've never and just tell them you've never been on a plane before. And they're more than happy to help you. I took my first flight in high school. I was in high school and it was a charter flight, so I didn't have to worry too much about where to sit. They have to be used to people who have never been on planes before. They'll help you find your seat. They'll help you with your bag. It's not hard to find your seat on a plane, honestly. It's not hard at all. They're all numbered. They're all numbered and it's right there in front of you. Sometimes it's hard to tell which A and B, that or A and C. B is easy, it's in the middle. Call me once you are in your seat, and then you have to turn off your phone, and they always make you turn off your phone. And we'll be waiting for you when you get off the plane. If you feel bad on the plane, if you think you're going to get sick, they can help you with that too. It's difficult to explain, but it was somehow really heartwarming to hear him talk her through all the steps. She's a grown-ass woman who can do and does stuff and does handle her life in the biggest city in the North American continent all day, every day. So I think she probably didn't need such a detailed explanation of where to go and what to do. But what I heard was my husband caring for her as best he can from as far away as he is, and that was sweet. Typing this, I'm also realizing we need a plan for what she should do if our flight is late. We're supposed to get there 2 hours before her, but best laid plans. That's true, especially in the winter. And I guess that's the whole story. I'm looking forward to seeing my mother-in-law. I'm honored to have sponsored her first trip abroad. I love seeing my husband and mother-in-law together. They're really cute. I love the way my husband cares for her and worries about his mother, the way she does the same for him. If anyone deserves a real vacation far away from all their responsibilities, it's my mother-in-law. I'm glad she's getting a real break, even if it's just a week, and I'm sure she'll get on the right plane at the right time, heading to the right direction. She'll probably be fine, but I would like an update. Periwinkle Pirouette says, "I hope you and your family have a lovely trip." And OP says, "Thank you. The only part I'm worried about is coming back to this country. But given that hubby has no history, no prior immigration history before we arrived for this green card, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm totally pumped to get to drive a manual car around the mountains. It's been years since I've had that particular pleasure. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I hope everything goes smoothly. I want an update. I want an update. This was a month ago. Let's see if she has an update. No, she posts a lot, and that's fine. 7, 10. A lot of I don't see an update on her trip. Yeah, I don't see an update. That stinks. I want to know how the trip went. She has some pictures. I think it went okay. Maybe. um. Next, we have evil buildings. This is the digital Beijing building in China, and I don't think it's evil. I just think it's boring. Just kind of meh. It's not evil at all. It's kind of meh. Kind of boring, to be honest. To me, it's boring. Boring. Oh, stunning pen writes the digital Beijing building is located northwest of the intersection of Baichen West and my Chinese is terrible and Zhang North Roads on Olympic Green and is in the Chaoyang district of Beijing, China. It is a 57-meter tall, 187 feet, block-shaped building erected to serve as a data center during the 2008 Summer Olympics. Since it has been served both as a museum devoted for the use of computing in the Olympics and exhibition space for digital technology companies. It was the only major facility on the Olympic Green Park not to be an event venue for the games and is the only major Olympic facilities designed by a Chinese architect whose name is Pei Zhao. Why were the other ones not designed by Chinese architects? Why would you bring people in for that? That's weird. The concept is a sustainable building that resembles a circuit board. Oh, I can see that. When viewed from either side and a barcode from view the other side, it has been praised for its avoidance of kitsch and criticized as resembling Orwell's Ministry of Truth. There's a link. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I don't find it that exciting. Okay. Trigger warning if you don't like adult words. And by adult, I don't mean cussing. I mean actual words for actual things. Just no mother-in-law. Entitled, It's Not a Tutu, It's a Vagina. We believe in using the proper words to for to genitalia in our house for the sake of protecting our daughter from predators and being mature about the subject. You can use both. It's fine. Little kids use different words. It's fine. For some reason, my mother-in-law thinks it's okay to encourage our daughter to call her vagina a tutu. No. When I heard her say this, I told her that's what ballerinas wear. I'm ready to knock my mother-in-law in the head, especially because her daughter was sexually assaulted as a child by a neighbor. Sexy Char says, I remember a story about a little girl telling her teacher her uncle licked her cookie. She said it several times. The teacher didn't see a big deal until it came to light that the little girl was taught to call her genital area a cookie. The child tried to report the abuse but couldn't because she didn't know the correct words. That's why you use both. That's why teach them the proper word, and you can use nicknames also, but they do need to know the proper word, just so that everyone's on the same page. The teacher felt awful after it came to light. Not the teacher's problem. I mean, not her fault. Poor teacher. This always underscored the importance of proper anatomical names for me. Yeah. Tutu is what I named one of my cats. Two Face became Tutu, and my goddaughter is a 4-year-old and says her name to get snuggles. They are the best pals. Alarming sorbet says both my kids grew up with the correct anatomical names for genitals of all genders. Yes. And we also had other names for them too. It's important for kids to know and not non-negotiable, in my opinion. They also know how periods work and the basics of hormones as best layman can describe. Now they're both teens, and when they are streaking from the shower to their room for a towel, I absolutely howl at them that I don't want to see their business and bring a towel with them when they go to shower. Teenagers. Why don't you have towels in the bathroom? Why don't you have towels in the bathroom, ma'am? Because that's where I keep my towels, in the bathroom. My mom used to get annoyed, a nurse used to get annoyed with my dad's mom because she refused to say vagina and called it a pooter cat. I can't see how that's better. My mom is a retired preschool director and teacher. She agrees that you should always teach the proper term for things. It helps when it comes to reports. As mandated reporter, it's important to have the most accurate information. That's true too. All right, next we have Petty Revenge, and it's called Hid Tuna Fish and Curtain Rod. That sounds stinky. This was years ago, but I'm still proud of it. A girl in trade school would very casually call me a dyke because she thought it was hilarious. I never said anything about it, but I ended up at a house party at her house. I found a can of tuna and decided to go into a couple of vacant rooms like the spare room and the laundry room and pull apart the curtain rods and stuffed canned tuna in them. A master plan in my name. That stuff stinks, and when you smell it, something weird in your house, you're going to check a lot of places, but never the curtain rod. For weeks after that party, I would overhear her talking to her friend about the smell and that her boyfriend couldn't find. I got a lot of joy out of that. Edit, I should add, someone did walk in on me doing this. He just smiled and told me to carry on and left. He never did snitch. Nick, if you're out there, you're a real one. Thanks, Nick. Cooter says just as good as shrimp. Monster cheese. Community Cautious says I've heard the same story using shrimp shells, stuffing them into curtain rods. They would stink the house up for months until somebody finally discovered them. Thick Goat Thick says I did that with an old roommate. He decided I needed to move after paying the rent, so I left a surprise. Oh. Kanai says I was with this host family in France briefly, and the mother went absolutely bat crap on me and kept yelling at me and not letting me eat. So the exchange company finally got me a new place to live. What is with people who invite children into their house and then don't feed them? I have heard this story numerous times that foreign exchange students, host families don't feed them. Like, why don't invite people in your house if you're not going to feed them, especially children? Before leaving, I grabbed one of their dogs' crap from the outside and shoved it in one of their many decorative vases. I don't have as much time, but the curtain rods were an inspiration. He says, "Why didn't she let you eat?" And Kanai says, "I don't know. She was really kind of abusive and horrible, though, even to her own daughter. One day it was fine, and the next she just hated everything I did." Blue Falls said, "I had a host mom in Mexico like this. See, I'm telling you, it's weird. She split two apples for seven young adults to share. She'd put ingredients in food I couldn't have. I watched her do it one time, and when she turned around, I asked her why she put it in. Well, I just spoken about me not being able to eat that, and she denied it. She also wouldn't let me keep any food in the house. It wasn't a money issue. She lived in an immaculate gated community with luxury cars in nearly every driveway. Meanwhile, others there were studying, were waking up to platefuls of homemade pastries on the daily. I don't use this term lightly, but she was a total narc. She would manipulate those of us staying with her, turning us mildly warring factions. The only pleasant interactions I had with her was when I'd sit and tell her and let her tell me about how amazing she and her children were as she flipped through the photo albums. Yeah. Said, "Does that mean narcissist? Because it used to mean snitch." Yeah, yeah. Don't call narcissists narcs. They're not. That means a different thing. Am I the jerk? AITJ for putting my sister's husband on speakerphone to expose his lies. Nope. No, and absolutely not. My sister Bree, 29 female, has been complaining for months that her husband Kyle, 31 male, never helps with their baby because he's too exhausted from work. He claims he's working late constantly. Yesterday, he called me asking if I could pick up his package from a gaming store that his wife wouldn't find out. She's correct, she says. Red flag. I asked him what he was doing after work, and he said he was still at the office, but I could hear crowd music and what sounded like bowling pins. So I put him on the speaker and I said, "Weird office sounds. Do you guys bowl during quarterly reports now?" Silence. Then he hung up. 2 hours later, Bree called crying because Kyle accused me of trying to ruin their marriage and planned stressed. No, sir. You're the only one ruining your own marriage. Why do people think other people are doing things when they're the ones doing it? If you weren't at the bowling alley, she would have no reason to question you. I told her the truth. He was clearly lying and she deserves honesty. Now my mom says I should have stayed out of married people's issues. No, no, because you stay out of it until somebody gets pregnant, not her, not the wife, or somebody gets an STD, the wife. Commander Cass quotes the mom should said it should stay out of it. Tell her you can't when they bring issues to you. Also, she's a hypocrite since she's involving herself. Unsettling skin tone says Bree called mom, who called me to yell at me, and say I'm a busybody into my man beeswax. Altruistic Bunny says he brought you the mess when he asked you to help conceal stuff from his wife, not the a-hole. Exactly. He picked on the wrong sister. Yay, it's time for expectation versus reality. Um, it's entitled I Tried to Make Snow Globe Cookies. So here is what they were attempting to do, and they're very cute. You put your little snow globe over your little cookie. Is that glass edible? Probably not. Probably not. But they're awfully cute, are they not? Snow globe cookies are very cute. And how do we think she did? Oh, she's got several pictures, so that's nice. Oh, she did really good. Look, they're so cute. They're adorable. Wow, she's an artiste because I've never. One of these times, I think I'm going to have to get either my best friend or my daughter or both to make something like this with me, and we'll compare how bad mine are. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. Never could. All right, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I try to go live at least 4 times a week, usually about noon Eastern time. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, uh, chat with us. If you can't chat with us, you can watch later and comment. Apparently, the tube likes that. If you have a story of your own or come across a good one in the wild, please send us an email entitled submission. If you would like an email link to the day's current live, send an email entitled subscribe. The email is biddybrunchbunch, all one word, at gmail.com, and the address is also in the description for your convenience. Next, we have our real estate. And this is entitled House with Good Potential. Super unique, but not old. That looks pretty cool. It is in Johnson City, Tennessee. One of these times, I'm going to figure out how to get rid of this. One of these days. I'm going to look it up, maybe this weekend. So this is the house. It's nice, kind of modern-ish. Interesting silo there. Interesting silo chimney. Um, Nice stoop. Not a porch. It doesn't have railing. It's not even elevated. It's definitely on a hill. It's on a kind of steep hill, actually. That's an awful lot of why we got this over here? Why can't that just be grass? You got your red door and you got a giant window next to it. Is this right inside the door? Maybe. I don't know. It must be because that's the lock for the. Oh, this is the open red door. Because that's the lock for the realtor. It's got a. It looks kind of beat up, honestly. It's a little beat up. Oh, it is $500,000, so not too expensive. Three beds, three baths, 2,500 square feet. So not a huge house like we're a lot of times we look at. Two stairways going in opposite directions. I wonder what that's all about. And another stairway. It's awfully paneled. I don't know that I like that so much. Is this really a 70s house? Sure. Is that there's no furniture for reference? Is that the whole living area or is that just the dining area? Big room. Must be the whole living area. I don't like that kitchen at all. They've obviously upgraded this and left this, and I don't like that. Like, upgrade the whole thing, honey, or not at all. Honestly, like those doors and stuff, they look kind of cheap. Got a double oven though. I like that. Oh, I really like the microwave being down here as a short person and not having anything over the. It needs a hood though. I can't tell what kind of stove that is. Oh, it has a trash compactor too. There's your kitchen, your little table area. That must be your main living room. I don't know what that other room was. That's kind of a weird space. I don't really like how this window comes down like that. How did that happen? Yeah, I don't really like that much. This must be a bedroom. It's really oddly shaped. I mean, I don't mind oddly shaped, but that's really oddly shaped. So I'm assuming that's the closet and that's the bathroom and that's to the outside. Well, at least it's not paneled like the rest of it. It's not very big. It's got a huge tub though. What the heck is that supposed to be back there? Oh my gosh. Look what the toilet is. I don't want a toilet that close to my tub and above it. No. 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 That's terrible. Oh, why? Why would you do that? It's a normal bathroom. Big, nice, big walk-in closet. No shelves. We have shelves in our bathroom, in our closet. It's nice. Is this the basement? It's got a sink and nothing else. I'm confused. Don't like that. What the hell is that for? Another bedroom, I presume. That is really weird. It's like an overlook into the lower level, but it also has doors. It's very weird. I've never seen that before. Another bathroom? Or is that the same bathroom? I kind of like that. That'd be a nice place for plants. I'm assuming basement. This is an odd way to display your artwork. Oh, I'll keep that. I'll keep the map. Thank you. What did they have in here? 79, 80, 81. They're keeping stuff from 1977. What is it? Pictures? Pictures or film or something. Oh, I like that's a nice garage. That's a strange little thing, but okay. A nice deck. Nice covered deck and a nice I have a covered deck. I love it. Space for a hot tub. We bought our house. It was supposed to come with a tub and it didn't. I was not very happy. But when we looked at it, it didn't have the hot tub. Or did it? I can't remember. It's been eons. All right, and that's it. Two acres, which is nice. Good schools. A perfect balance of privacy and convenience. Just minutes from town. Natural light, abundance of storage. Large greenhouse. I like the greenhouse. I do like the greenhouse. Heat pump, cooling heat pump. Includes range and refrigerator, electric dryer, and hookup. So I'm assuming that if it's an electric dryer, it's probably an electric stove also. Open floor plan, brick flooring, brick ceramic, and hardwood flooring. Double pane windows probably need to be replaced though. When was this? Let's say when it was built. 1980. It was not exactly new. Basement's partially heated and partially finished. Does have a walkout. I don't think they showed that, did they? One fireplace. Two-car garage only. Has a driveway and a parking pad. It's not 2 acres. It's 1.82 acres. That's not 2 acres. 1.5 stories. It's an interesting house. I'm not gonna lie. Unlike yesterday's that had $100,000 tax bill per year, this one only has 4,600, less than 4,700. Much more affordable. Southern Smoke says that brown bathroom is a little crazy. Not gonna, they're not joking. But this place has great potential. The solarium is fantastic. The great room has good space and light. I think you could still even get away with the wood wall if it cleaned up a bit. She says I wouldn't touch the fireplace. Absolutely not. That's a statement that should be left dated as a great look already. Johnson City, so she asks how Johnson City is, and Leave No Trace says Johnson City is a small city in Appalachia, part of the Tri Cities of Bristol, Kingsport, and Johnston. In northeastern Tennessee, this area is beautiful once you get out of downtown. Yeah, it is beautiful. Most places are beautiful, well, except for Illinois and Ohio. Maybe Indiana. I don't know. I don't think I've ever driven straight through Indiana. I have driven straight from north to south in Illinois and east to west in Ohio several times, both several times. Oh my gosh, they're boring. This is from Confession. It's entitled I Got Lice from My Dead Mom and I've never known who to tell. A few years ago my mom had pancreatic cancer and was complaining of an itchy scalp. I obviously thought it was related to chemo and grabbed a couple of shampoos for her to try. My stepdad is bald, so he never noticed anything. This was during the height of COVID, so the only places she were going were treatment and home, and she was allowed very few visitors. So I never would have dreamed anything other than a dry scalp, which means she got it at her chemo treatments. Ew. Ew. Yes, I've had lice. Yes, my kids have had lice. It happens. Lice happens. A few days later, she passed, and I was in the hospital with her for a couple of hours right after it happened, and a lot of the time I was extremely close to her physically. I remember one point seeing something that looked distinctly like a bug at her hairline and thought I brushed it away and then immediately forgot about it because it was extremely traumatic few hours. I can understand that. She was doing well fighting the cancer and her death was rather sudden. Oh, I'm sorry, OP. That's heartbreaking. A couple of weeks later, I had an itchy scalp and for sure found lice and had to treat it, as that's what I remember the bug my mom's hair right after she passed and put the pieces together. I have no clue where she could have gotten it. That treatment, she got it at treatment. I'm telling you right now, that's where she got it. I've never known who or even if I should tell anyone, but I guess I'm glad I'm not the only one who knows now. Thanks, internet strangers. Sitting on my porch says, I found this kind of hilarious in a sad way. Like she knew what she was doing. Maybe she knew that an infestation was just what you needed to focus on instead of the grief. No, that's dumb. She did not know what she had. um, just like we tell the kids, lice aren't picky, they jump on anyone. Unfortunately for you, it has happened at a difficult time. I'm sorry for your loss. All right, this is a traffic powered wind turbine and interesting AF. I gotta set it up here. Okay, there we go. It's in the middle of the road. This makes perfect sense. Does that not make perfect sense to you? Because that makes perfect sense to me. That is really, actually really cool. More of this. And it has a solar panel on it too. So when it's not windy, you get the solar, and when it is windy, um you get the wind. You get the when it's sunny, you get the solar, and when it's windy, you get the wind. Perfect. Uh, okay, I'm not trying. It's too long. This project is almost 2 decades old. It was developed for a Metrobus rapid transit system line in Istanbul. They were removed for not producing enough power for the money they cost. Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry it didn't work. Old lady says, solar freaking roadways. Remember those guys and how every road is now supposed to be a solar freaking roadway? Yeah, solar roadways just don't make sense to me. Okay, this is from Emma the A-hole, AITA, for locking my bedroom door after my roommate kept going to my stuff even after I asked her not to do that. No, people should not be going into your private areas. Your roommate should not be going in your room. I, female 27, share an apartment with a roomie, Jaska, female 25. When we moved in together, I made it very clear that I'm private about my personal things like journals, gadgets, especially my skincare. She agreed, saying she was the same. Expect she isn't. A few last few months, things started to happen. My makeup would be moved around. My chargers were kept disappearing. She even borrowed the dress my mom gave before she passed and put it back in my closet with wrinkles and a man's perfume smell. She wore your clothes. You have every right to lock your door. My skincare was used way, way faster than I could have ever used it. I confronted her kind of nicely at first. She denied everything. And then I caught her literally in my room and she thought I was at work. She laughed and said, chill, girl, we're roomies. It's shared stuff. It is not. Oh my goodness. I said, no, it's not. It's not. After that, I bought a simple lock for my bedroom and started locking whenever I'm not inside. She blew up saying I was destroying the trust in her home and treating her like a thief. If you don't want to be treated like a thief, sweetie, don't be a thief. It's not that hard. I told her if you want trust, stop going through my things. Now she's been this passive aggressive ever since. And one mutual friend says I overreacted because it's just girl stuff. What? No, absolutely not. Floating Cynic says you aren't girls, you're grown women. Grown women pay for their own stuff and respect the boundaries of bedrooms are private. Items in the bedrooms are not shared. It's common sense. A grown woman understands that people have a right to lock up their private space without it being character assassination. Or in this case, it is character assassination because her character is bad and should be assassinated. It sounds like your roommate and the friend claiming you overreacted need to grow up. And OP says, thank you. I need to hear this. It's frustrating because I tried being patient and reasonable, but it seems like she just didn't get it. This is from Overheard, and it's entitled In a Crowded Bar with Cover Band Playing. A friend rejoins a small group near the bar, has to shout to be heard over the music. Guy one, does Bobby know he's hitting a lesbian? Not every girl is for you, Bobby. Group turns to look. I turn to look too and see Bobby hitting on a girl with her date partner close by, looking amused. Guy number two, no, he does not. Group erupts into laughter. Guy one, should we do something? Girl in group, nah, it looks like she's having fun with it. I'll watch and make sure that it doesn't get weird. That's how you have fun. If the girl's looking amused, the lesbian girl is looking amused, just leave it alone. She's having her little thrills. It's fine. Head Razzmatazz says that's hilarious. I can imagine the combo with him the next morning. Legitimate Log says drunk Bobby. I'm so good looking right now. I'm an eternal lesbian. I don't think you knew though. Preparation Key says drunk Bobby. I'm so smooth her friend wants me to. Oh. Escad says at least Bobby had something in common with the woman he was hitting on. They both like sleeping with women. Chronicle Cathartic says, you like sleeping with women? I like sleeping with women. We have so much in common. We should go out sometime. Oh, that is so funny. Poor Bobby. He probably doesn't have a clue. This is true off my chest, and it's entitled, I started matching his effort, and he accused me of cheating. You're being accused of cheating, and you're not cheating. Who's cheating? Someone's probably cheating. Without getting into all the background, Hank and I have been together now for 20 years and have two kids. A few years ago, I felt like our relationship was dying. We were past the toddler stage, and I tried everything I could have to get it back. I communicated clearly, patiently, consistently. He kept saying we were so happy, but truthfully, he was happy because I was going to great lengths to make him feel loved, appreciated, and nurtured in our relationship. And he was doing nothing in return. You're bad, Hank. I tried everything I could have, and he'd just say, doing X isn't really my thing. I also tried to get him to take care of his mental and physical health, encouraged him to eat well, do physical activity with me and the kids, spend time with friends, etc. I shared TikToks about relationships since he was obsessed with the app. Well, that's probably going too far. I always planned dates. Made sure when sitters were hard to get, I'd plan an activity at home or lunch on a work day so we were still connecting. Had no phones in bed rule, would ask for a cuddle every night. Texted to ask about his day. Made a jar for us to write our love notes. He never engaged. Eventually, we had a pretty big blow up, and I told him I needed to see some effort. He told me that I was too needy and that he didn't need me to do any of that stuff, and I was being dramatic. I realized it was a lack of any sort of reciprocation from him that was upsetting me, so I decided from then on I was going to match his level of effort. That's fair. If he wouldn't do small gestures to show affection, nor would I. This was about 1.5 years ago, and while I didn't drop off all effort immediately, I found a new balance for myself. Instead of the effort I was pouring into relationship, I found new hobbies, strengthened other relationships, focused on my own physical and mental health. And it's fine. People need separate hobbies. Couples do not need to do everything together. That's too much. Too much. I've been doing well. I'm still a working mom, so it's not like I'm out late partying or anything, but I usually go for a few hours a couple days a week after the kids are in bed. Well, that's too much. You should not be doing that. Our relationship as an intimacy has faded to basically zero. I just figured that in this season of life, he was an exhausted working dad and didn't want any of that anyway. Last week was his birthday. I had the kids sing, and I told him he could order whatever he wanted for dinner. Old me would have made a big deal. Thoughtful gift, special cake, home cooked meal, and follow up with sending the kids for a sleepover overnight on the weekend and gone all out with romance and lingerie. But I was matching his effort. Anyway, on Sunday he flipped out because apparently he was waiting to see if I had a surprise plan for him, and I realized I didn't. Then he accused me of cheating. Apparently, I was showing all the classic signs of cheating by focusing on myself, not asking him for dates, not initiating intimacy, getting fit, and showing sudden, unexplained change of behavior. He was also checking my sex toys to see when they moved as proof I had a sex drive, and checking for new underwear, which of course I still have a sex drive. Of course, I replace my underwear regularly. I wasn't buying anything sexy, just the same comfy ones styles I've always worn. I actually laughed at him first when he accused me of because the absolute absurdity that I'd want another man to make me feel like crap in the midst of trying to work out and raise little humans. Now it's simmered for a few days, and I'm so angry. First, that he's capable of researching and paying attention to the relationship only when it's negative. Second, that he violated my privacy by looking at my underwear and toys. I mean, you're married. But mostly because it was clearly all a lie. He did need a relationship to feel loved and desired, and just didn't want to do any of the work preferred to make me feel crazy rather than put his phone down and engage with me. Yeah, it's called gaslighting, honey. And now I just feel like he doesn't really like me or want me to be happy. I think this might be it for us. At its head, he believed me that I'm not cheating, and I pointed out that I was treating him exactly how he treated me, and he backtracked hard. I just don't think I want to move forward. I think you should maybe make an effort. Counseling would be good. Should have suggested that the first time. No Independent said I would also say that he told you he didn't need the effort, and you were made to feel needy, so now you have to refocus energy into self care. Yeah. She deleted her account, so no updates or anything. But yeah, if you expect all these things, you gotta give as good as you get. I know that from personal experience too. What do I do? I wrap my toddler's gift, but now I hear scratching noise in the box. He was so excited to open it because it was a pretty decent sized box. I had it sitting in the garage to be hidden from the kids, of course. I wrapped it just fine. I didn't notice or hear anything when I did. But today I heard scratching noise coming from it. I'm freaking out. I hate bugs. I don't think it could be a rodent because it definitely would have chewed through the cardboard by now, right? Anytime I tap the box or move it, I hear little scratching noises or some slight movement of noises in there. What do I do? Update. It was a roach. I opened it outside in gloves and a gas mask with a torch. Don't worry, he was rather small, but just passed, jumped off the box and ran away in the grass. Oh, and she has a picture of the roach. So we will look at the roach. Ew, nasty. There's the big old roach. That is not a small roach. That's a big old roach. And is this your gift? Because it looks like it's messed up. I hope that's not your gift. Nasty, nasty. Somebody said it was a mouse. No, if it was that long ago, it probably wasn't a mouse. She was right. Two gifts and somebody said it could just be a roach depending on how loud the noises are. Two gifts in one. Somebody says, or a wasp. Paper wasp queens like to overwinter indoors, and so extra says, I hate this. Oh, it's terrible. Ugh, sorry. Gross. This is mildly infuriating. My college roommate sets our thermostat to 80 every single night. I would die. As somebody who likes it 66, I live in pure hell every single day. Yes, I have told management they don't care. Yes, I've tried to negotiate with her. She doesn't care. Random roommate assignment. Unbreakable year lease. I get heat triggered migraines. Pure hell 24/7. Oh my gosh, you poor thing. Cheese manipulator says, is your roommate a reptile? J Car says, buy her a heated rock to sit on. There were people in my dorms at school that would have their we had individual thermostats for the rooms, like a sauna in the wintertime. It was horrible. Ackerman says, so maybe you should venture into the counter for this. I had a similar issue in college. I ended up calling the company that makes the thermostat, pretending to be a homeowner. And I said I forgot how to set up a schedule. They not only talked me through scheduling the temps I wanted, but I learned you can make a secret max and min temperature range so that unless you call the company, you'll think the thermostat is broken because it won't go higher. You could do this and set the max temperature to something like 76, 78 or whatever. And maybe even do this when your roommate isn't home and claim the maintenance came to check stuff in the unit and must have changed it for some reason. Edit. I like the idea of saying maintenance came by and locked the AC temp, saying that was too high temps can cause mold and humidity issues in multiple units, and now they are adjusting the thermostats to avoid mold. This may scare your roommate into the fake threat of mold, and they likely won't go to the office or can prove you did anything. So either do it or do nothing, or do it and claim maintenance did it. Your choice. Somebody says check the manual. Yeah. They said pull the significant transient. Said pull the thermostat off the wall and check the model number. Google a manual for it. There will be instructions on how to set it up and lock it. Kronzer says pull the thermostat off the wall. Leave it off the wall. Problem solved. Somebody daydreaming of sleep says put dead batteries in it. And pal- palpitiation fine says gonna be great when it's 32 degrees and 42 degrees in the house. And Kronzer says just put a sweater on slash my dad. Well, so I have family members who had a 3-year-old. and they were fighting over the thermostat for months, months. Mom would have the temperature too high, dad would have temperature too low. I think it could be opposite. I don't remember. Turned out the 3-year-old, very smart kid. When mom came home, he turned it up, and when dad came home, he turned it down. Months they fought over this before they figured out the 3-year-old was the culprit all along. Am I overreacting? AIO about the funeral floral arrangement. My friends passed away unexpectedly a little over a month ago. As soon as I found out the day of his service, I ordered a flower arrangement I felt was perfect for him. Today is the service, and I got confirmation of the delivery, and the arrangement on the photo looks nothing like what I ordered. I called the company and they apologized and offered to deliver the right arrangement, but they can't have it there today. So what's the point of that? No, give your money back. I just want them to make it right. Am I overreacting for being upset about this mishap? No. Am I overreacting for expecting them to fix their mistake today since they had weeks to get it right in the first place? Absolutely not. So this is another expectation versus reality here. We're getting a lot of those this week. This is, I think, what they wanted, and this is what showed up at the funeral home. I think it's that one. I mean, that seems close. It's close-ish. It's not exactly, but in the right. It's in the right. What do you call it? Realm of things. It's in the right category. Well, which says to request a refund. And Maple Cream says always call a local florist shop to place an order to the location you want the flowers delivered. Yeah, that's true. Go to your local florist. Or call a local florist in that area if it's far away. So this problem has been posted here, so sorry, server life. And this is the meme they shared. It's kind of how I feel sometimes. And I'm not that fast a walker, to be honest. This was me. Wanging move. You see me coming with a full tray of martinis, hug your friend somewhere else and get your badass kids. Also, when someone says behind, there's a polite way of saying get out of the way. Sniper Skank says some of my server coworkers be slow AF too. Shaking my head. Yeah, if somebody's saying behind, that means they're behind you. You might want to move a little bit. Best of Redder updates. I, 42 male, I'm getting frustrated with wife's 37 phone habits. This was originally posted to Relationship Advice, May 28th, 2019. My wife has always been a very chatty woman. I have a relative that I swear the phone grows out of her ear. I have been teasing her about this for the last 35 years. She's pretty much on the phone all day with her sister-in-law, friends, family members, etc. She hangs up with one, she either calls another one or another one calls her. This hasn't bothered me as I'm not home all day, but recently it started to interfere with the time we spend together. I came home to breakfast and she's on the phone. Literally the entire time I'm sitting there, she's gossiping on the phone with someone. That used to be our time to talk in the morning, but now she sits there and talks to other people. I brought this up to her and she simply said she works. That's the only time I have to speak to her. There's after work, there's lunch hour. Just saying. This is also extended to dinner time. I arrive home, she'll have this big dinner cooked, and as we sit down to eat, her phone will ring. No phones at the dinner table. That's easy rule. She'd tell me and the kids to go ahead and eat, pick up, walk away from the dinner table, and start talking. In the past, if I got a work call during dinner, she would chastise me for it. You can call them back. It's dinner time. They need to understand. You're with your family. You're not taking that call now. So also double standard. This weekend, we were supposed to go out for dinner on Sunday night. She got a call from one of her friends as we were getting ready to leave, which she kept just prolonging. I kept pointing to my watch and making the wrap it up sign with my hands, and she kept swatting the air at me, telling me to leave her alone. 2 hours passed when we were supposed to leave. She finally got off the phone with Dana, at which point she says, it's really too late to go out now. I'm tired. Let's just do leftovers. I don't like this woman. When I kept slamming cabinets and huffing at her, she said, "Wow, you got hair across your ass today. What's your problem? What's your problem? Really? Seriously? You had plans to go out and you were on the phone for 2 freaking hours." I responded, "My problem is we had plans. You blew them off to BS on the wanging phone for 2 hours. That's my problem. And then you say I have a hair across my ass. Don't even wanging start with me tonight." She said she hadn't talked to Dana all day, all day. Dana can go a day without talking to you. I promise she will live. And they needed to catch up. I catch up with my best friend like every few months. We're trying to get better about it. There wasn't any other time for her to do it. I told her it's unacceptable and we need to start blocking off time that both of us reserve for each other. She said, "That's stupid. We live together. We shouldn't have to do that." You may live together, but ma'am, you are not with your husband. You are with everybody but. She agreed we would have a do-over and go out to breakfast yesterday morning. We planned to leave the house at 9. 8:30, I was sitting on the couch waiting for her. 9 rolls around, nothing. 9:15, still nothing. 9:30 comes and I went upstairs. I hear her laughing and walked in to find her not showered, sitting on the bed in her pajamas with the phone in her hand. "Hang up the phone," I said. "Let's go." "I'm on the phone," she shouted. "Sorry, Dana." "What was it?" "Dana again? She having an affair with Dana? Is Dana a guy?" "I know a guy named Dana. Just saying." I ripped the phone out of her hand. I said, "Hi, Dana. We're going to breakfast this morning, and Tammy can't talk right now. She'll call you back another time. Goodbye." And then I hung up the phone and I turned it off and I put it in my pocket. My wife went ape crap, demanding I give her phone back, screaming that I had no right to control her time and that she wasn't going to be manipulated. Oh my goodness, you guys need counseling, like really badly. I responded, "No, you're right. You shouldn't have to be manipulated into spending time with me. If you were a decent human being, you would know that's something you prioritize, not see as a chore. I'm wanging done. You've obviously made your choice." We're pretty much at an impasse. I haven't spoken to her much since yesterday morning. She said she has nothing to say unless I apologize and return her phone. I told her if that's her biggest concern is having a phone right now, then we have nothing to talk about. I've tried offering solutions, but she's so obsessed with that GD phone that I don't even think she's hearing me. Relevant comments, downvoted commenter. "I don't think you're behaving like a rational human being at all." Really? Because I think he is. Huffing, slamming cabinets, taking her phone out of her hands and putting it in your pocket. You're acting like a child and you're being whiny and passive aggressive with her. No, he's being aggressive with appropriately aggressive with her. It doesn't matter that she's behaving poorly. Yes, it does matter that she's behaving poorly. Oh my goodness. With that said, however, hard stop it would be, "Honey, we have to spend time when we have time together. I need you to be present with me, full stop." OOP says, "Well, you're partially right. My actions of late are extreme, passive aggressive, and childish. I hate it. I hate being like this, and honestly, I don't think it's healthy. So why am I doing it? Because sadly, it's the only thing that gets through." She has a bit of a persecution complex. When I said to her, "I'm gone from 9:30 to 6 p.m., 9:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's important to me that we have dinner as a family. I would appreciate it if you didn't take calls during the one meal we have as a family." Her response was, "Fine, I won't talk to my friends. After all, I only exist to be your wife. When you are around, I should drop everything and talk to you." Well, I mean, I actually get kind of annoyed with my husband sometimes. He tends to call people on the way home. And remember that woman, that family member I said has the phone growing out of her ear? Cannot get off the phone with her. I don't get mad, but it would be nice if he wasn't on the phone when he came in the door, you know? Because I have dinner ready for him. I stay at home all day. I have dinner ready for him when he gets home most of the time. So tonight's going to be only pizza, and he better like it because I'm tired of the pork roast I made. I need something different once in a while. We've had it 4 nights. Um, I'll just tell my friends that my husband says I can't talk to them anymore. That's not what he said. It sounds like you have all day to talk to them. Meanwhile, I pay the phone bill. She's on the phone with people between 5 hours a day while I'm not here. Sounds like she has plenty of phone time. She does not need to be on the phone when her husband's home. I mean, I talk to my friends all day long when I was a stay-at-home mom. And but I did not talk to them in the evening because that was family time. Meanwhile, I pay the phone bill. Oh, sorry. If I try being calm and rational and addressing the issue, she denies that there is an issue. Makes it seem like if Makes it seem as if I'm telling her not to talk to anyone and acts as if she's so isolated. This couldn't be further from the truth. When I was having one of these talks with, please let that go through to voicemail. This is important. She replied, I have to get this. I'm expecting a call from Beth. Call her back, please. We're not done, I replied. Well, I don't have anything else to say. She responded and picked up the phone. From what I heard of their conversation, it was pure gossip and BSing. So, as mean as it sounds, I'm through being nice. I'm through handling this with kid gloves. I'm through her ignoring this and making me feel as if I'm asking too much of her actually to acknowledge me and our kids during the few waking hours we're home. And what are the kids doing when she's on the phone all day? I'm just asking. Update May 31st, 2020, 1 year later. Hey everybody, it's been about a year since I posted. I thought I'd give everyone an update on how everything went down. It's not the happiest news, but I know people were interested, so I'll share what happened. Okay. All right. I don't know why it says original post. Maybe there was supposed to be a link there. I'm not sure. Right after I posted it, I gave my wife her phone back. In doing this, I said to her, I don't believe I was wrong to be frustrated with you, but it's not my right to take your phone away. I'm going to give you this back. But with it, I want you to take note of the fact that every time you take a long phone call on it, you are choosing someone else over your family. You are choosing to give that time to someone who is not here while other family members are here and miss you. She snatched the phone back and said, don't talk to me like a child. It's my phone and I'll do what I want with it. But why are you acting like a kid if you aren't a kid? In short, things never got better. She was always on it. Dinners were missed. Kids felt neglected. When you start messing with the kids, that's where it makes me angry. There was days we didn't say a word to each other because every moment I was home, she was yakking away on the phone. The final straw came at our daughter's 8th grade graduation last June. Right in the middle of the ceremony, her phone rang. At the beginning, they told everyone to turn off their phones, but apparently that didn't apply to her. I put my hand on my knee and said, not here, turn it off. She pulled it out of her purse, picked up the call, and walked out of the auditorium. You missed your daughter's. Oh. She missed our daughter walking across the stage. Poor baby. That poor girl. To have a mother that so doesn't care about her. When everything was over, our son and I collected our daughter, and the first words out of her mouth were, where's mom? We found her outside of the school, leaning up against a building, laughing and gabbing away on her phone. When she saw us, she ended our call and ran over to her and gave her a hug. Oh, sweetie, you looked so great. Congratulations, you did it. When my daughter asked where she was, she claimed she was an important call right after she walked across. She had to take it. She was lying to our daughter to take a BS phone call. We went to dinner and I didn't speak a word to her. She picked up on this and asked me what was wrong when we got home. And I told her, you made your choice very clear, Tammy. Thank you. She asked me, what the hell is that supposed to mean? I said, you've chosen the phone over your family. That's clear to everyone. Following Monday, I met with an attorney and began the process of filing for divorce. A lot of this is a blur, so forgive me if I get the order a bit confused, but I'll give you a summary of what happened. 1, my wife was served with divorce papers at home. She flipped, saying that I was trying to control her behavior. No, he's trying to let you do what you want. You clearly want to be on the phone all the time. If you don't have a family, that's going to be way easier for you. That I was treating her like a child and I was punishing her because she had to take a phone call. No, it's all the many phone calls that you've had to take. If you're gossiping with your friends, you do not need to take that phone call. You don't have to take it. Only phone calls you need to take are emergency phone calls. I don't think she works. It doesn't sound like she has a job. So the only phone calls she has to take are from her family, her husband, and her parents, and maybe her sister once in a while, and an emergency call from the school. That's all she has to take. Two, she ordered me to get out of the house as I'd been the only one caring for her children in the past few months and summer was starting soon. I refused to do this. I told her she was welcome to move out, but as I was paying the mortgage and caring for our children, I would not be leaving the house. Good for you. Possession, 9/10 of the law. Three, my wife left and said she was staying with her sister until I came to my senses. She accused me of upending our children's lives right as our son goes to middle school and our daughter goes to high school because we'd have to sell the house. You don't got to sell the house. I guarantee you ain't getting custody of the kids, and he's paying the mortgage already, so he's fine. Four, when we bought the house, my wife paid the entire down payment out of her mother's life insurance. My father and brother both generously loaned me money to cover the other half, the value of the house, as well as the down payment. My attorney contacted her, as she had not yet retained an attorney, and told her I wanted to buy her out of the house. He urged her to retain an attorney and review everything. She opted to accept the settlement and signed a, forgive me if I get this wrong, quitclaim deed, essentially removing any legal interest she had in the property. Five, I closed her bank accounts, had a cashier's check issued for half the value, and sent it registered mail to her at her sister's house. She signed for it, no problem. I took our children's college funds, which were previously only in my name, and had my attorney put them in a trust naming my brother and her sister as trustees. Only with both of their signatures can the money be drawn from these accounts, so neither has the right to draw on those. It's a lot for my kids to understand, and I'm trying my best not to paint their mother in a negative light. She hasn't made any effort to see them during and keeps telling the kids when she does see them, this is temporary and she'll be back soon. You're not even seeing your kids. You do not have an interest in this family, ma'am. Leaping off a brilliant comment by Tarantula Tarantula Took. Give her damn phone back and make Tammy Wynette in a spelling bee. Make like Tammy Wynette in a spelling bee. If you're not familiar, Tammy Wynette had a song called RESPECT. You should go listen to it. Maybe I'll put a link in the description for you. It's a good song. It makes me laugh. Y'all know who Dolly is. Dolly Parton, yeah, our girl Dolly. You know she's well endowed, right? For some reason, some kid in my junior high thought that Dolly sang that song. So we had a little um talent show. And he stuffed two big balloons up his shirt and sang that song, except for when the he was singing the aria, move his arms so that the it was funny. It was funny as heck, especially to 7th and 8th graders, as you can imagine. I don't know why I remember that. Uh, okay, sorry, I had to share that. My wife has not worked since we got married, realizing anything she could buy outright for half the value of our house was like Elvis Presley looking for housing in Chicago. She since retained an attorney and is attempting to get the quitclaim deed invalidated, claiming she's entitled to half the proceeds of the sale of the home as marital asset. Nope. My attorney has told me she has no chance of prevailing in this action and that she signed about 10 different places saying that she was waiving her right to outside representation and review in respite of my attorney urging her to utilize an attorney of her own. You done messed up. The courts have been shut down since March, so nothing has moved since then. Reminded this was 2020. But God willing, this will be wrapped up by the end of the year. My soon to be ex wife does not seem to grasp how serious the situation is. But at this point, I don't care. She made my choice and I made mine. Working from home, I get to see my kids all day and I've never been happier. Bensel McFrish says, I'm curious what was so important on the phone call she blew her own marriage over it. Did you ever listen to a conversation? Was she an expert at explaining how to stop a nuclear reactor from melting down, teaching a 15-year-old how to handle a crippled 777 after both the pilot and the co pilot suffered from food poisoning? A hostage negotiator? OOP. It was literally gossiping and talking with friends. She didn't see it as a problem. No matter how many times I asked nicely her to put the phone away, I was ignored. I went from asking nicely to asking firmly, to telling gently, to telling firmly, to demanding, and she didn't respond to any of it. Regardless of my friends, she was going to take that call. It was one thing when she was ignoring me when I saw her lying to my daughter and choosing her addiction. Yes, because that's what I'm calling it. Over her, I had enough. She wasn't willing to seek help. She wasn't willing to admit she had a problem, so I was done. Don't blame him. Meta Menominee, mini, uh, quoted she hadn't talked to Dana all day and needed to catch up. Asks, what could possibly be occurring in your lives that you need to catch up every day? Yes, what is so exciting? I don't get it. I don't have anything to say to people some days. I mean, like this morning, I didn't have anybody to say to you guys. Leprechaun. When I was 15, I called my girlfriend every day for hours. Eventually, you just start talking about your routine. What'd you have for breakfast? What'd you clothes did you wear? Who have you talked to today? What'd you say? Where'd you go and when? It made no sense at all, but being 15, stupid, and in love will do that to you. I can't imagine a grown adult having the same kind of codependent relationship with multiple friends. Hopeful Kitty says, I remember as a teen feeling like there was a certain amount of time you were supposed to be talking to your boyfriend, or else you didn't really care. So glad not to be in that mindset anymore. My husband and I have been long distance a few times in our relationship, and we spoke far less than this woman and Dana. Like we texted, but phone calls were kind of rare. Yeah, my husband worked for out of town for 9 months once. I was home with kids. I didn't have that much to say to him. He was watching Project Runway anyway. Yes, my husband got me into Project Runway, not the other way around. This has made me smile. Mom's probably losing it already. And of course, there's a pic. Good doggy. It says, I wanged around and got lost. Can you call my mom? She's probably losing her crap. Oh. Rocket Panda says, tag of experience. Main Man Clark says, yep, my dog was infamous in the neighborhood for getting out once or twice a year and was just out doing whatever he felt like. I have a feeling if people left him, he would come home on his own, but eventually that never happened. He went to the Mexican restaurant at the end of the street where people feed him chicken and he got all the pets and he had a great time. He followed one man inside a local hotel, was just hanging out in the lobby with all the people who were eating breakfast. One time I was in McDonald's drive-thru and watched my own dog walking from a truck. The dispensary folks had him doing tricks outside for popcorn. He loved popcorn. We went down to the group home for disabled folks at least 5 times. They all loved him. He just walked up to neighbors who were pushing strollers with kids and just went along with it because they were nice. At the least 3 times, the cops picked him up because he was so friendly and just got in the car with them like he never had an owner. I never forget the time they called me to pick him up and he was doing tricks for begging strips at the local police department. I was always worried my dog would just disappear one day because he would just follow whoever was giving him attention at that moment. No allegiance whatsoever with that one. Rest in peace, Indiana. Probably the best, worst, smartest, dumbest dog man could ever ask for. My dog's tag says, crap, I'm lost, followed by my phone number. Oh. My dog's tag says, not all who wander are lost on the front and the back says, but I am call mom my mom ASAP. Magnus PI says me, only reading the front side. All right, good luck on your journey, little buddy. Oh. All right, that's all we got for today. I will be on here tomorrow. We will read some email Reddits from the emails. All right, have a good day. I will see you tomorrow because, things are happening. There's a show. There's a train show at Novi Expo Center. I don't think it's called, what's it called now? Suburban Selection. Sorry. Used to work for them. I should know that. Not Suburban Selection, but Suburban, which is all the same company. They just have loads of different companies. Um, so if I think I want to say it's $10 for a shoot. I want to say it's $10 a ticket for adults. Kids are free, I believe. Um, Lego's going to be there. It's usually a pretty good train show, so you should go if you're in the Novi, Michigan area. Um, it's a nice little thing to do with your kids. It's fun. I've been. I don't go every year. My husband goes every year. He's a Lego guy. You know the Lego Masters guys? Yeah, he's one of those. There's a good chance you might see some Lego Masters there. Just saying. More of a chance if you go to Brick World, but maybe. But you'll definitely see a bunch of trains, and they're interesting and fun. All right, I'll see you probably tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye. Love you. Bye.